This is Pastor Gillis, and we are here with Waco is Live. Waco is Live. Thank you for joining us today. We've got a great guest here with us this evening, none other than the director, minister of music of the now infamous Waco Community Choir. God bless you. God bless you, Minister Brooks. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I'm going to move your mic up a little bit closer. All right. We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We are going to dig into some things with Waco Community Choir, but first we want to say thanks to everybody that support this podcast. Thank you for joining in. We are here to promote local talent, entertainment, and whatever is happening in Waco right now, and we are excited about that today. Again, we are so excited to have Minister Brooks of the Waco Community Choir to be a part of the broadcast today. And first, let's dig into a little bit about Waco Community Choir before we dig into what's going on right now. Tell us a little about the history of it.
The history of Waco Community Choir, we began September 15th, 2012. We started the brainchild of Sister Sheila Brown.
Sheila Brown.
Yeah, Sheila Brown. And she came to me with the idea, and we did a conference with Karen Clark Sheard.
Okay, yeah.
Clark Cole.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
And we just decided to keep it going. And we've been together almost 7 years. Yeah. And we've done several things. Most notably, the CD with Brother Brent Jones, Pastor Brent Jones. Open your mouth and say something. Yeah, and that's the most recent thing.
Now you guys have been going for a number of years now, because I've seen you around town many times. Y'all, singing at all types of events. Tell me about the membership of Waco Community Choir. It's not one church, if I understand it correctly.
No, there are several churches that I think close to 30, 40. I'm not really sure of the number.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to tell.
Yeah.
But there are several churches that are represented by Waco Community Choir. We have about, including churches in Temple as well. We have about 60 members strong. We're about 60 members strong. And when we started about 75 members.
Mm-hmm.
We have about 60 members now. Yeah.
So it's spread out churches all over the Central Texas primarily area.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, I've seen you guys around town. And how do you get the people to keep coming back? How do you pastors and any organization really, how do you keep them faithful coming to rehearse? Y'all rehearsing, I know, at some point.
We rehearse every Monday night from 6:30 to 8:30, and it's always a challenge to keep people coming. But when there's great ministry, when there's great love in the place, then people generally want to be somewhere where there's some greatness going on. So we try to minister within the ministry,
Mm-hmm.
and we minister to one another just like we minister to the masses. So I think that's one of the reasons people keep coming back, and they come back because they're dedicated to what we are doing and what we're trying to do in the city of Waco and in the Central Texas area at large.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to bring people to Christ through music and
Through the music ministry. Okay.
Yes, and so it's something that we're very passionate about, and every member is passionate about it, and we exercise that passion every Monday night. Musicians, members, choir members, whatever the case may be, we're all in it to win it. Yes, that's what we do.
Well, this most recent project that is getting all the publicity, and I think is first noteworthy, Waco has never had, that I can remember, an artist that's had this type of success on the Billboard charts. I don't really know of any that have had this kind of success. So this latest project is with Pastor Brent Jones.
Absolutely.
And the single is "Open Your Mouth and Say Something." I think is.
Absolutely.
And how did this collaboration? California's a long way from Waco.
It is, yes. There was a pastor, and I guess the Lord brought us together. Pastor Van Robinson, who passed away, but he was one of Brent's mentors, and it just so happened that we were at his church down in Bryan, or at a church down in Bryan where he saw us, and we sang one of Brent's songs, a song called "He Rose," and he came to us and told us that Brent was going to be in Bryan a couple of weeks from that moment, and so we had the opportunity to have Brent to come up that Sunday and just do a couple of songs with us, just to introduce him to the Central Texas community. And he liked what he saw, and we had him come back and do a workshop the following August, September, and then he called me in October and said, "Hey, man, let's do this together." And so that's how the project basically got started. And so he came down, and through many rehearsals prior to, we did that project last February, as a matter of fact. And
February is when you did the
we did the
live recording.
We did the live recording. It was released in September, and by November we were nominated for a Stellar Award.
And that's incredible. When I looked at Billboard, because I had to go check it out. Right. When I looked at Billboard, you guys were as high as like 14 or 15 on the Billboard charts.
Right.
And that is, if you're watching this, that's a local performing group here in Waco. I can't think of that ever happening. And so to be that high on the Billboard charts, right. And so you guys were nominated for, is it a Stellar?
Yes, sir.
Stellar Award. So did y'all, I know y'all went up to the Stellar Awards.
We took about 45 people out to the Stellar Awards.
So you got 45 people.
Yeah.
The church folks went to Vegas, y'all.
Yeah,
church folks went to Vegas. What happens in Vegas. So tell me about what that was like, being a part of the Stellar Awards.
It was a very interesting experience. We got to see how the industry actually works, and in some part, I got to see how the industry actually works. We, you got to be up close and personal with some of the greats in the gospel industry and the gospel music industry, and it was a very enlightening experience. I'll say that it was a very enlightening experience. We were thrilled. Some people got to go to the master class where they learned how to push music through the copyright process and distribution process. So it was very enlightening, very informative at the same time. Yes.
Well, so I know they're trying to work some audio stuff out. We need to use another mic. Y'all just come on in and do it. It's a live show. We could do it. You could do it.
All right.
Sounds good. So now a little bit about your past, and maybe later on in the show we might be able to get somebody from Prosperity Tax to come, since they're sponsoring our event today. A little bit about the past, your family history. You come from a music family.
I come from a music family. I've been singing since I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and come from a little town. I was born in Odessa, Texas. Come from a little town called Shiner, Texas.
Wow, I knew. Yeah, you're out in the oil fields.
Yeah, absolutely. And grew up in a little town called Shiner, Texas. Raised by my grandmother, so I've got that old school feel to myself. I come from a musical family. My aunt taught me basically the basics of playing piano or whatever, and so I sang and sang and sang. Moved to San Antonio. I went to high school there for part of my high school tenure. Then sang in the choirs there, and went from there to a little town called Bastrop, Texas.
Bastrop, Texas.
I graduated from high school, and then came to Waco. Been here pretty much
ever since then.
Yes.
Now, I know that you guys. Now, is it your brother that? Is it your brother that plays also, or is that your
my brother-in-law that plays saxophone?
Y'all around a lot of music, and I know your one of your sons is a great musician, and so we got this new project. Man, how does it feel? Have the people in Waco, do they even know that this is happening?
I believe, Waco has been supportive, and we thank God for the support. When we did the live, Waco really came out, and Waco really showed up and supported the project. I mean, it feels really great to have done such a wonderful project, and to have it go so far. And like you said, I don't know of any group in Waco or a choir in Waco that's done it before, but we are, we're all about just being who we are. We don't get the big head about it because we know that there are other things that we want to do. We're working on a project of our own at this particular point in time. So
that's another project
stay tuned.
coming.
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome, and that's what I wanted to ask you about. Like, what's next for the Waco community choir, and then where do you start going from here?
We have an EP that hopefully will be coming out soon. We have an EP. Brother Brandon Baguette is of course my producer on that. Okay. He and my son are making that happen, along with a few other musicians from this area.
Shout out to Brandon Baggett.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from Christian House of Prayer.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a wonderful young man on fire for the Lord. And so we have the EP coming out, and then we're hoping to do a full-on CD by sometime next year. We're looking at doing it sometime next year, yes.
I guess one of the challenges, and I know you probably face this, is keeping people motivated.
Absolutely.
To do this type of ministry is what it is. And how are you keeping them motivated and keeping everybody in line? And y'all got a chance to go to Las Vegas. It's a big deal. It's a lot of shine there.
Yeah,
a lot of shine. How do you keep everybody kind of grounded?
Well, we have to remain humble so that the Lord can use us. And so I try to keep everybody on that ebb. We remain humble. The Lord will use us. The Lord will elevate us in His time. And so we just do what we're supposed to do and let Him do the rest. Yeah, I've always tried to be humble myself, because I come from humble beginning. I grew up in a dirt floor house, so I know with no running water. So I know how that
Lord
works.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
yeah, so if that doesn't humble you, I don't know what will.
Nothing will. Yeah, we did have floors. We had floors where I was.
Yeah.
So there's a project coming. You had some success with this. Or are you guys doing any touring? Or
we, as a matter of fact, are doing some things as we can with Pastor Jones. Whenever he's in this area, we generally go and we join him. We've done one thing for KHVN. We've done another for up in Shreveport. We went to Shreveport to also minister with him. And this coming Sunday, we'll be in Austin at St. James to minister with Pastor Jones as well.
I'm familiar with St. James, St. James Church there in Austin. So you're doing a little bit of touring. If somebody is watching and they want to pick up a copy of this, where can they find it?
Yeah, I know they can find it in Walmart. We have some copies as well. They can see any member of WCC if they want to get a copy, and we'll make sure that they're able to get one. But I think the CD is also in Walmart and maybe Target. So it's around the city.
It's probably iTunes. I'm sure.
iTunes, you can download it all. Absolutely. Any of the social media venues, you can get the CD or the individual songs. So yeah.
So you're making this music, but you still serving your local church.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm the minister of music at the Antioch Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay, at Antioch Church. So y'all are touring, but on Sunday morning, if they want to find you, they can find you at the Antioch Missionary Baptist Church.
Absolutely, yes.
Well,
yes.
We're excited about this, and probably I'm going to get our producer if you can find it. I know it's on Facebook. I'm sorry, not on Facebook, on YouTube. If you can find that and load it up in a browser, you could probably play it. Or if you pull it up on iTunes on your phone, I can probably pull it up on your phone. I could probably pull it, play it a little bit. We're excited about this project. We always want to support anything Central Texas Waco. And for someone to come out and do this, and I knew that there was a concert going. I didn't get a chance to come to the live recording, and but I've seen you guys minister all over town.
Absolutely.
And when I saw the kind of response y'all have gotten for your project, I was excited for you.
We're excited.
And now, is this your first time doing an album? Is this your first?
This is my first time of doing a project, on that has hit the national scene. Yes.
Okay.
We've done some other smaller things on a smaller scale, but this is the first time that I've done it, and the first time that most of us have done things or done this a project that has hit the national or the international scene, because we're also this project is also reaching overseas in several countries that are overseas. What?
Yes, that is awesome. Did you ever think, Brother Brooks?
Yeah,
this would happen.
Small town boy from I know that God is able, and I know that He uses all of us for His glory, and I'm just thankful that it did happen, and that it did happen for Waco Community Choir. Thank God for favor, and thank God for the people of Waco Community Choir. They're a wonderful bunch of people, and I appreciate everything that they do. I appreciate the dedication to be there every Sunday. Or every Monday, rain or shine, and most of them come to rehearsal, and they come prepared to rehearse. So I can definitely say that I appreciate that. Yes,
I want for those that are watching, and whether you're watching this live or you're watching it on the replay, make sure that you support them. Now, I said that they were the only ones, but I can think of we've had some R&B success, and actually. I can't think of his name now, from Baylor at the other Antioch church. They have a gentleman that has had some success, some good success as far as moving up the charts. But this particular choir, this particular project, this Brent Jones project, open up your mouth and say something. Waco, y'all support this. Y'all go out, download it. You can go to iTunes. I know that I saw it on iTunes earlier today. You can go to iTunes and you can download this project. So we need to support them if we want to be able to continue. I'm looking for my producer so he can come and hook this up. And, I don't have it on my phone. So we need to support this. Support anytime that somebody from Waco is doing something like this. And I'm going to see if he could find it. And so Brandon Baggett is working on a project while we're doing that.
he is. What we're working on now, as far as the choir is concerned, is increase in membership, but we want to diversify the choir so that it is reflective of the community of Waco, Central Texas at large. So, we want it to be multicultural.
Okay.
Because we do all kinds of music. We do music with Spanish. In Spanish, we do music in we've included some Hebrew stuff and so forth and so on. So we like to diversify. So that's what we're working on, is to bring Waco together. We have basically two rules or two requirements in order to join. One is that you love the Lord and your God with all your heart, soul, mind, body, and being. And then the second one is that you be able to sing.
Got to be able to sing?
Absolutely.
That could possibly knock me out a little bit.
No, you're good, Doc.
They might not want me to sing. I'll be in the wrong key, unless of course they might start some quartet that might get me out of the house a little bit. But see if we can pull that up. Is you got it going? And that's Brent in the background, over the top.
Brent is the leader, yes. Mm-hmm.
If I told them let my hands out, come on, stop your feet, y'all.
And that's the Waco Community Choir. Man, y'all sounding good.
We're trying.
Y'all are sounding excellent, excellent. Well, I can't play too much of it because Facebook they'll cut us off. But that sounds awesome. I know that Walt Baby Love, I'm hearing it on Sunday morning.
Oh, yes.
He's playing it.
He is playing it.
And so we're excited about it, and we thank you for coming on the show today.
Absolutely.
And we're going to do all we can to push it and make y'all look good because y'all representing Waco.
Yes, we are.
Keep doing the music.
Thank you very much.
Stay motivated, man, and we're just excited. We're godly proud of what you're doing representing Waco.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, you've had it there tonight with Brother Brooks. We want to thank him for coming on. Ask Brother Jamal to go ahead and Zoom back off while Brother Brooks is able to kind of. And so, so tonight, Waco is live. We've had a lot of things going on here in Waco. Had a lot of things going on here in Waco, and most recently, the Baylor Bears. The Baylor Bears. He's going to come around. Most recently, the Baylor Bears have had an opportunity to, Brother Jamal, help Brother Brooks. The most recent, the Lady Bears here in Waco, Texas, have really represented. Baylor has won another national championship, and we are excited, godly proud of these guys. And Kim Mulkey, I got a chance to see her on Good Morning America today, and I'm like, wow, yeah, that's big time for Waco school, and that wasn't Baylor's first time. I think they were won in 06, maybe, and in 12.
I think it's 05, 12, and 19. Every 7 years.
Every 7 years they've done it, and so we're excited about that, man. It's Rocky Miller's coming on, waiting on the producer to get back. He had to step out to widen out our camera shot, but we've got on set with us today. Another Waco celebrity.
Not even.
Another Waco celebrity. We have to, where's my, yeah, there's the crowd going wild. There's the crowd going wild. But Waco did an excellent job. The Waco Baylor Bears, man. I mean, we need any kind of positive publicity. All of that is good for Waco.
Yeah, I think the team represented themselves quite well in the game. They played hard, and unfortunately, one of the key players on the team got injured in that championship game, and they went through quite a bit of adversity in the fourth quarter to hold on to that victory. But I think it is a testament to the preparation that Kim Mulkey has put in with the team. I think it's a testament to what of a quality coach she is. I dare to say, in this era, now that Coach Summit has passed on, right under Gino Auriemma, which is the UConn basketball coach, Kim Mulkey has to be the next best coach active in girls basketball.
Kim is the only one that has won, that I know of, that has won a national championship as a player, as
an assistant coach,
a coach, yeah. 3 as a coach. And I think she's even won an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah, she has.
I think they won that gold medal. So she's had a storied career. We're lucky to have her here in Waco, but boy, it was tight. It was tight in that fourth quarter. I didn't know the young lady from Notre Dame. She a bad girl.
Yeah, and like I said, it's unfortunate that she missed the free throw, but I'm happy she did.
I'm happy she did. I don't wish no ill will on nobody, but I'm just so glad she missed that free throw. And
because I don't know how much we had left, considering how the game was going. We had several players in foul trouble.
4 fouls.
Yeah, it was tough. And I also want to say, Chloe Jackson did an amazing job of not only performing during the entire game, but especially holding the team together during the fourth quarter. She was pivotal in ensuring that the Bears held on to the victory, and that was one of the most heroic performances I've seen in any competition. You don't hear this when you talk about girls sports very much, but the way she was scoring late in the game was Jordan-esque. When you look at, she just put the team on her back.
He said Jordan-esque. All right.
Yeah, I mean, literally, she put the team on her back and took it to the hole for every bucket that they needed down the stretch.
Yeah, because, it gets tight when the game is on the line like it was in that particular game. It's them shots get real tough. And I was just I was trying to pull up some information to see where the Brown girl was drafted.
Kalani Brown.
Trying to see where she was drafted.
According to my mother, she was drafted 14th overall. Now, that's a court, but I had two reports, so you may want to check that. Our crack research team of Jamal Gillis, well, I'm sure will.
If I had Jasmine here right now, it'd be a wrap. But she was drafted high. I know the other girl was drafted 15.
What was that?
Jackson.
No, she was drafted in the second round, according to my mother. Yeah.
Boy, you know what? I'm not going to argue with Miss Miller. And
me and her it's funny. I don't remember my mother being that involved in sports when I was growing up.
I'm saying, how'd you get your mom all involved in the draft?
No, I mean, it's as she has matured at the ripe old age of 82, she's very aware of what's going on with local sports and the Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
and so
we know we're in Cowboy territory. So, okay, I'm looking at it here. Let's see where the girl from Notre Dame got drafted 5. Brown got drafted 7.
7th. Okay.
She went to the L.A. Sparks.
Yes, okay, that is correct. My mom did say she get drafted in L.A.
And Chloe Jackson, she went to Chicago Sky she went 15. So we got 2 players.
She went 15 in the first round.
In the first round.
Mama?
No. So round 2, okay, this is not like the NBA. So after 12 teams, you actually started in round 2. She was correct. Mother Miller was correct. It was in the second round.
Okay.
She was number 15 to the Chicago Sky.
Yeah, mom was correct. Mom was correct. She didn't have the right place, but she did have the correct round.
She had the correct round. So that's awesome for Baylor. That's awesome for Waco. Again, we have Rocky Miller here. Rocky, tell us the name of your show again.
My podcast is called The World According to Rocky. It is live streamed on Facebook every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. I encourage you to tune in, and we'll be talking about last 2 shows. We've talked about mostly local issues surrounding what goes on in our community, East Waco and surrounding communities. But we're going to get into a number of topics. But there's so much going on here.
There's a lot going on
here locally. Especially as it relates to entrepreneurship, economic development, business opportunities, the demographic layout of the cities changing with the influx, with the economic growth. And so, one of my concerns is that during this period of prosperity in our community, is that prosperity is felt across all communities, and it is not, just realized by just a few people in our community.
Just one group, and that's so key and pivotal. One thing that he just said is that there's some opportunity going on, and so what does that mean? What does that mean? That means that there are people that across Waco and Central Texas, maybe you got an idea. You're sitting at the house with an idea, and you're wondering when is a good time. Well, really, right now is a good time. For you to do the things you need to do in order to make that idea start to manifest. And entrepreneurship is really up. When I was coming up to we're in Rocky's office now. Prosperity Tax Service has hosted this podcast, and I walked up Austin, and all of the businesses, I saw at least 5 new businesses that were not there before that are just.
When you look at, okay, we've only been in this space since December. There's been a number of businesses that have launched since December, but going back further than December, Pastor Gillis, is that this area more than 2 years ago was, it was, just a few businesses on Austin Street. Mm-hmm. Now, if from the time on 4th Street, probably all the way up to 8th or 9th, probably even 10th, even 11th, mm-hmm. there are businesses up there, up that entire road. And if you haven't been downtown, because most people, this isn't a well-traveled area of town unless you work in this area, which you do, you don't get to see what's going on downtown, but you've seen it grow in real, almost like a time lapse right before your eyes.
It's happening right now, and this is Waco now. This is what I've been here since 1997, the end of 96, 97. So I've seen some huge transformations, but this is like a renaissance going on here in Waco right
Absolutely.
now. So if you're an entrepreneur, and that's one of the things that we want to push on Waco is Live. If you got an idea, I mean, really now is the time. There's no excuse. Now is the time to start to try to develop it, to get that thing out of your closet, get it out of, wherever you got it written down at, because if you didn't write it down, it's only a dream. When you start to write things down, it becomes a goal. And so you've written it down. Now's the time to really launch, because there are things going on all over. This is a revitalization of Austin Street, because this was a ghost town.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as you can look out the window, if nothing else, there's a bunch of people walking their pets up and down.
People walking pets. I was coming up. I don't know which street I was coming up from. My office, the one that goes right by the old post office there, on the side street. It comes next to the.
That's 8th, right?
Yeah, 8th Street. I was walking up 8th Street. There was 2 large RVs, the ones that entertainers are in, with trailers just sitting there parked, running. And I'm like, these are bands getting ready to roll out somewhere.
Yeah, actually, there's a big night of Brazos Nights tomorrow, right here, I believe on Indian Springs, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even on the square. Maybe it's on the square. I think that's where they moved it to. But there's supposed to be a big band coming in town.
Really?
And yeah, and they're gonna have a big. I don't know if it's. I think it's the kickoff of Brazos Nights, if I'm not mistaken, and they're gonna have a band come in, and it's a blue. I do know it's a blues guy.
It's a blues guy. Okay, we might have to get a camera crew down there to see what's going on. Well, Rock, tell us about. I know one of your passions is East Waco, man. Tell them about what's going on in East Waco right now. I know it's some opportunity in East Waco too.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of opportunity in East Waco. It is, everybody sees what's going on AMP, and I'll say this. I'll say it again. Everybody see what's going on AMP, but AMP is not in the entirety of East Waco.
So there's more.
There's more than just AMP. And so a lot of us have looked at AMP and determined that there's not any opportunity left, and that's absolutely wrong. Because you have AMP and you have Tyler and you have Taylor Street. You have so many other streets that intersect AMP. And those people who decide to take those ideas and write them down, create goals, dream, and then bring those dreams to fruition, those are the people who will capitalize in East Waco. I was inspired by many things that you said on Monday on my podcast where you were a guest, and you said all things start with an idea. So don't discount your idea out there. That everything starts with an idea. The idea came before the technology. Before the iPhone, it was just an idea.
Just an idea. That's all.
That's all it was an idea. And these people went out and found the technology to make it work. And that's maybe what you have, your idea. You may have to go out and find the things that make your idea work. Mm-hmm. But as long as you're persistent and willing to go after making your idea come true, it's definitely possible. And that's why East Waco is important to me, because when I ride through the neighborhood and I see those lots that are vacant now, and I see those houses that are dilapidated or what have you, or need, what I see is a plot of land that needs a house. I see a house that needs a little work on it. I see opportunity. I see we have to turn on our eyes that have our mind that has vision in it, so that we can see other than what's in front of us. Because if we want it to be something, only thing we have to do is change our mindset, vision something else, and then bring that vision to reality.
And really what you're saying, and we talked about this before, is really a mindset shift that has to happen. The way that we look at things, and it is such a tremendous blessing. If you got a job, you're listening right now, you got a job, you are a blessed person. But the way that we look at things, sometimes you have to look at things from not just being a consumer, but being a producer. 85% of all jobs that you see right now is predicted that in another, I think is 15, 20 years, those jobs won't exist.
Yeah.
So something is getting ready to happen, and you got to get yourself prepared for this. Now, I'm not a spring chicken, so listen, I can probably make it another 10 years at the job that I'm at. But if you are a young person, you're in your 20s right now, and you got your eyes on the job, depending on what job that is, or maybe you got a job, that job probably won't exist by the time that you turn 40. So what are you gonna do?
You have to be nimble, and you have to be again, you have to be flexible mentally to understand is even now a day when you're in that job, who can do or what can do this job that I'm doing now, and maybe you can follow those technologies or those opportunities to support that, technology or system. Otherwise, if you don't think like that, one day you're going to get a pink slip, and then you're going to be thrust with what to do. I always go back to this, and I is if you have a skill that you have mastered, honed, or whatever, and I put skills in the context of whether you're a carpenter, a mechanic, or whatever. If you have a skill, right, you own that. And that skill is portable, and you can work that skill as you chasing your dream. So always have that skill in your toolbox. I don't care if it's playing an instrument, carpentry, metalwork, welding, all those. I know a lot of people have been steered away from those jobs in our recent history. Everybody wants a degree. Everybody wants the suit and tie job. However, those are the jobs that's being replaced. Ain't no machine replacing the carpenter or a plumber.
That's a interesting, and we're going into something completely different here, but that's interesting. I grew up in the era where you were told you need to get a degree. It didn't matter what the degree was in. You need to go to college and get a degree. And what we've done is we've raised a whole generation of people that have got degrees, but they don't really have anything that they do. So one thing that I saw when I came here in Waco, I'm not from Waco, but I have to say this: a lot of people in Waco have jobs, but if you ask them what they do, they don't have a career. It's a difference between having a job and a career. If you are a plumber, man, you're a plumber on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. If one contract runs out, you're just waiting for the next plumbing contract. But we've trained a lot of people. We got a lot of business management degrees. We got a lot of political science degrees, because all you need is a degree. That's what they told me. But while this has happened, we've lost all of those jobs, and electricians make good money.
Great money.
Plumbers make Good money. Have you ever had to happen to your house to unplug because little June then stuck something down the
Yeah.
toilet and you paid him $150 an hour to come out there, minimum 2 hours? So these are great jobs. And when we look at the landscape, I hope y'all listening to me. When you look at the landscape, you go by a job site, you don't see very many people that look like they were born in Waco at that job site.
Absolutely. Again, you make a very good point. We were told to become educated,
Yeah.
and capitalize on those opportunities were historically kept from us because we didn't have an opportunity to achieve the education to qualify or meet the criteria for those jobs. However, those jobs are now, I hate to use the term obsolete, but those jobs are not what they were.
No.
I'll tell you this. We'll just talk about banking, for instance. A loan officer had a lot of power, used to have a lot of power in the bank, meaning that he had the ability to loan. He evaluated and underwrote certain loans. Decisions were made by that individual, however. But now all underwriting is done automated now.
It's automated. It's been coming for a while. So I think even you can go to some McDonald's right now and you go to a kiosk and you order your food and then they just push the food out there. So that means you don't need that person at the counter to take your order. So, I mean, this shift, this paradigm shift is happening like all around us right now. And this podcast, one of the things that we're going to push is helping people with that, to birth that entrepreneurial dream that you've been trying to get off the ground. And now if you're in Waco, or even if you're not in Waco and you want to move to Waco, this is a great time. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of opportunity here in Waco. We got a new hotel, I think, coming up. I think it's I can't remember, it's a Hyatt, but it's a new hotel coming up. Man, somebody's going to need to drive people around.
Again, I don't want to tell people what to do with their income and their finances or whatever. But I'll say this in East Waco. If you were to take the monies that you have available and invest $10, $20, $30, $40,000 in lots, property, real estate in East Waco, and you can afford to leave it and let it sit just like you're doing your 401k now. I doubt very seriously that your 401k would outperform what you have invested in East Waco. And that's the truth. And so we have to start thinking like that. Before we just completely sell our community to the highest bidder, let us go in and invest in our community.
Take advantage.
Have ideas to go with that investment. Not just, I think it's good for us to capitalize and buy things or whatever, but also put a project together that makes that plot of land valuable. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have anything on that land, they're going to try to, when I say steal it from you, I don't mean literally steal it. But they don't want to give you the value that you have for it. But if that plot of land is generating money,
yes,
whether it be on a home, a community garden, whatever it is, if it's generating money, then it's entirely changed the perspective of somebody when they go to offer you something for it. Because it is of significant value if that plot of land, if that lot, if that house, apartment building is generating income. It changes the mindset of the person who is going to invest.
Make sure that if you got a question, just go and put it in the comment section. That might even be something that needs to get off the ground. Maybe you don't have, and I think you had mentioned it before, maybe you don't have 40,000. Maybe you got 5,000. Maybe you could get with 3 other people that's got 5,000. Y'all go and buy a couple of lots and, just set up a corp and let the corp hold it until such time you put something on it.
Or like I said, again, I have a small vision, a micro vision that I've shared with you about East Waco being the place that you come around Texas to get organic groceries. We already have 2 small gardens in East Waco.
That's right. That's right.
That are producing right now.
Right now.
And people, and they're getting a name for themselves locally, but why can't the entire East Waco become a place where we all go to people come from miles around to get organically grown, healthy vegetables, whether it be radishes, greens, carrots, whatever.
Whatever it is.
And that could be our niche for our community. That turns that plot of land that you may have, some micro farmer may lease that land from you and create a micro farm that they can take to market.
Listen, now if y'all listening, see how he's thinking? He's thinking like a producer instead of a consumer, and that's so important in this new market that we're in now, because whether you know it or not, you really are not competing necessarily with the guy across town for a job, but your competition is global now.
Absolutely.
You know, it's because they can do the same job from a remote location 3,000-5,000 miles from here. So you're competing. So you got to really kind of think differently and think like you're going to produce something. What you're saying, that's a business that you just described.
Well, and you know where I got the idea from? I got the idea of us being known for that by a certain young man saying how difficult it is to find organically grown vegetables. It's just very hard to find. No matter where you are in the state, it's hard to know where to go and find organically grown vegetables. And if we could just be known for that, then you have a situation where maybe there are organic farms that we ship to us that allow us to sell their products because we have market share in the organic farming market. Again, I think about it in a real micro sense to help improve the circumstances of the community of East Waco and surrounding communities. However, once you brand yourself as a organic farming community, and you know that goods are sold in that community, people are going to come. And when you have people that come, products are soon to follow.
That's an economy, and it's so important that we look at things from that standpoint. We really don't need any more handouts. You know, we need some hand ups, and we need some ideas.
Some things we can, like I say, I understand that people have multi-million-dollar ideas, and I'm all for that. But sometimes you don't need a multi-million-dollar idea to be successful, because we found out that we can make it off a lot less than a multi-million dollars. And what I'm saying is
we're doing it.
What I'm simply saying is kick off your dream at the level you're on.
That's good.
Kick it off.
Say that again.
Kick off your dream at the level you're on. If you baking pies, I bet Sarah Lee baked one pie at a time until she got her recipe down. If it's cookies, I bet it was one batch of cookies at a time until Otis or whatever that black guy who they bought his cookies and rebranded them. I forget his name, but anyway, he's a famous Amos. That's
Famous Amos. Okay.
Famous Amos. I'm sorry, but anyway, that guy was a black guy. And I'm sure he cooked a batch at a time. I think about it like this. So we're Prosperity Tax Service, right? And we do pretty well. We do okay in our community, and I'm happy with the number of customers we have. We're not a big establishment at all,
but you do a good job.
We do a good job for our customers, and we treat our customers right. If all the people who complained about H&R Block would just do their taxes with us, if all the people who complained, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the happy customers. And they decided that they were going to do their business with us locally, we would be a multi-million-dollar business because we would have that kind of customer base. We would have that kind of whatever. So I'm not trying to do everybody's taxes all over the country. I just want to do taxes for the people in my community
Right here in Waco, Texas.
Right here in Waco, Texas.
Or surrounding areas.
And if I did that, we'd be okay.
I think it's if you're starting a business and you're trying to get out there, you got to master where you are first. And similar to what he said, you got to work on the level that you are right now, master that. And then the word that my son always uses is scaling up. You can scale up. You know, if you have a business that's scalable, that is something. And if you wanting to know about that, I know it's a guy here in town that's right now helping entrepreneurs.
Sidney Warren.
Yeah, get hip. He's doing, I think it's something on Mondays.
Start Your Business on Monday. He just finished a 4-part series of Start Your Business on Monday. He just finished it up. He has some other entrepreneurial seminars that he's going to be putting on as well. A lot of great information. I was able to sit in on a number of classes, and it was just information that is so valuable about when you're starting a business. I wish I've had some of that information before we went into business.
Before you started.
Some of the growing pains that you that you get into when you start your business, you could have eliminated if you had some of the tools and to evaluate and truly evaluate the business you're going into and realize how to scale it properly. A lot of us want to go from making 10 pies to 100 pies. That ain't how you scale. You scale your business based on what your consumer needs are, not what your needs are.
Yeah. Because you don't want a bunch of spoiled pies. You just gonna get fat eating up pies. But this is a time, and I think it's kind of in the air. I think that there's a shift happening. I was watching a little bit of the funeral today of the young man in California, Nipsey Hussle was his name, but I think his name was Arianas or something like that. His name was something different, but he went by Nipsey Hussle, and everybody probably knows the story how he was murdered a couple of weeks ago. But the vision that he had for his community and trying to scale up what he was doing, and it caused me to go back and watch some of his videos, where he's just talking, and he was talking about the merchandising stuff behind this rap thing, because you can't make the money all necessarily just selling CDs. And he had one song where he said, "I'm not like you other rappers," or something like that. I can't say everything that he said, but what struck me is like, this young man really had a vision outside of where he was, and I think that's it's going to take having vision for yourself and this business that you have in your mind outside of your circumstances, and being laser focused in on getting it over the line, because you're going to have obstacles, you're going to have situations, but when you're focused in and you know who your customers are, he didn't try to go get customers all over the world. He really was trying to just get customers in his neighborhood and improving the lives of people in his neighborhood, and he was doing that. He had 21,000 people at his funeral.
That's amazing. I think we often get sidetracked in business by the big box approach to everything. And so what happens is when someone comes up with a brand, they want to globalize the brand. They want to put the brand online. They want to sell it to people who don't even know what the product truly stands for. That's why social media is important, because you can kind of build a relationship with someone prior to selling them something. But what I'll say about that is that Nipsey, in his store, he had his product. He didn't have Nike's products. He didn't have products that were in Walmart. He had his products. And I think that's very important, that we need to we can't jump from no stores to Walmart.
Yeah.
We have to take almost a neighborhood approach to building our economy here locally and throughout the Black community. We need to take the small store attitude. Does that mean we'll have 20 millionaires in a shopping center? Probably not. But we'll have 20 families being fed and probably another 60, 70 people with jobs in our community. And that's a lot more than we have right now. And so when I see young men like Jamal Gillis uh, birth a brand, GFAM, and he brands it by showing things that are here locally with that blend. He didn't go to Dallas and shoot his promo video. He was right here in Waco shooting his promo around things that people are familiar with
in Waco.
Because I think if he masters what our taste is here locally, that will allow him to be successful developing apparel. And once he gets successful here, if you can't master Waco, there's no reason to print 1 million of them.
That's right. And you know, one thing that we'll have to get past this, and we're going to have to wrap it up here pretty soon, just because there was a big controversy around, I think, Gucci a few weeks ago. And, you know, I've owned some Gucci stuff before. And, you know, sometimes the guy, I don't know how big the spread is in quality sometimes. Sometimes we're buying brand, and I just believe that, you know, you can develop, if you're going to be in clothing, you can develop something. You just need to get some people that's going to ride with you, you know, because everybody is not, some people are just all about, it's got to be the certain brand. But if you can provide something that's quality and add some cachet around your brand.
Absolutely.
Man, buy these people stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, whether it's that or whether it's a car, whatever it is, buy these people stuff. If we're here in Waco, y'all start supporting other Waco folks that are doing stuff. We got a lot.
We have musicians.
We
have musicians. We have apparel designers. We have caterers. You know, one thing again, and I know we're trying to wrap up.
Go ahead,
one of the things that I realized once I got in business, and you don't realize this when you get in business, you only in business because the people support you. You're not in business for any other reason.
That's right.
You can have a store full of products, but if nobody walks in, you just got a building with products.
You about to go out of business is what you got.
And so what I'm saying is that people, you sitting out there watching this live, are the reason you give people the license to be in business by going in and buy their products. If you want Prosperity Tax Service to be successful, only thing you got to do is walk through the door. If you want GFAM Apparel to be successful, only thing you have to do is go. We don't have to wish nobody to success. If we support them, that guarantees their success.
That's the key, and that's.
How many times you be there? I hope you do well.
Yeah.
Well, are you gonna buy something from?
That's the key, and to support these people, and because you're gonna spend the money somewhere, and sometimes we put more weight or value on certain people selling things. You know, Gucci is not gonna invest any money in McLennan County.
They're not going to sponsor one football team.
Nothing.
They not going to. Eastern Little League just kicked out their season. Gucci ain't sponsoring not one of those teams. Ain't put in a dime. Those teams were sponsored by local businesses.
And so we you know, it's hard to get Walmart to support, you know, anything, you know, like that. And so we got to start supporting ourselves and supporting. If you want Waco to be prosperous and you want us to move forward, start supporting these Waco local businesses. Rocky, tell us a little bit about it. I know you don't only do taxes, but y'all have another business as well.
Yeah, we have Prosperity Travel, where we provide a full-service travel agency, really geared around putting together luxury vacations at affordable price. We really enjoy, you know, taxes. Not everybody is going to leave happy after we do their taxes. But after we book a vacation and when they come back, no one is ever disappointed when they come back from vacation. They're all happy with the experience that my wife helped them put together. And so that's, it gives us balance because the tax man is one type of situation, and the vacation gives them that other kind of feeling.
Well, we want to thank Rocky Miller for coming on the show tonight. We want to thank Minister Thomas Brooks that came on earlier with the Waco Community Choir. As I said, they got a record right now. Their single is up to number 15 on Billboard.
That's amazing.
And that's what we haven't had anything like that since probably a High Five or somebody like that.
Oh yeah,
you know. And so that's awesome. So support them. Y'all go on iTunes. He mentioned Walmart on Target, so maybe it's in there too. But I know you can go to iTunes and download that.
And if you find somebody, buy it directly from somebody. If you know somebody selling it out the trunk.
Out the trunk, yeah. you can get that. They can get a larger share of that profit, and y'all don't be downloading no free stuff. Make sure y'all support them guys. And so we want to thank you again for watching. Waco is live as we try to promote local Waco entrepreneurship, entertainment, whatever's going on in Waco. If you have a business and you want us to come talk about what you're doing, inbox me, let me know, and we can get you on air. Thank everybody. Like, share, and follow this page. We'll put it up on YouTube, and you can find it at Waco is Live. I think the website is it launched yet? Waco is Live. WacoIsLive.com. You can go there and find this this content. Again, thank you everybody for checking us out. This is Leroy Gillis, and Waco is Live.
That was awesome.